So now we're going on to step 2. Notice that we skipped example number 1 because the answer that we came up with in step number 1 was that example number 1 was not an argument. Whereas in this example, number 2, we had determined that it was an argument. So what I'm going to do right here is just paste in the answer from step 1. You remember that we said for this one it is an argument. There are multiple claims, and all of which are intended to convince the reader that the person being described had been in Cardiff. So for step 2, we do step 1, we determine whether it's an argument, and then we defend that. But then we have to restate the claim that is serving as the conclusion in our own words. And this is really important, even if it's a fairly simple argument where you could directly quote it. We want to get in the habit of restating the same idea in just a slightly different way. In this particular example, there's no sentence that summarizes the conclusion. So the last sentence is in fact not even a full sentence. It's a fragment that just says Cardiff. So where has there been heavy rain and strong wind within the radius of that travel time? Cardiff. So what's the conclusion? The conclusion of this argument is, I'm not even going to put it in quotes, the person being investigated has traveled from Cardiff. That's the claim that this arguer wants me to believe in. It's the claim that the arguer wants me to accept. And all the evidence that the author is giving is heading towards this particular conclusion. Now, it's very important to state not more or less. So we're not saying the person investigated lives in Cardiff, had been in Cardiff for months or years. We just know that she has come from Cardiff. So that's all we're going to say. Lots of different ways of saying it. We could just say the person that the author is speaking about has traveled from Cardiff. Cardiff is the origin of this person's travels. Lots of different ways to say the same claim. But we want to be simple. We want to try to respect what the author is intending. We don't want to exaggerate. We want to be fair at this point so we know we're getting an accurate image, accurate diagnosis of what the argument is. Okay, and that's a fine answer for step 2.